This portion of the John Fredericks Show is brought to you by Hargrave Military Academy. Attend an educational and informative open house event at Hargrave Military Academy in Chatham, Virginia. For more information, visit online at hargrave.edu. Hargrave Military Academy. Build his future.
We are one day away from the national referendum on Obamacare. If you like it, you vote for Terry McAuliffe. If you don't, you got one choice, and that is Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli of Virginia, the Republican. I got to tell you, I've been following this stuff forever, and I've never seen a race in the final days where somebody is closing at this pace. A couple weeks ago, surveys showing McAuliffe had this race wrapped up. They were all celebrating early, measuring curtains at the mansion, and now the Attorney General, he's done this before. He's a closer. And as I said to my listeners earlier, I love closers. I used to be in a former life a racehorse trainer in the Northeast for a long time. And boy, I love closers. And Cuccinelli is closing in this thing at a frenetic pace. And I think he's going to win. I think he's going to catch McAuliffe at the wire. And I think Obamacare, one of the key reasons. And by the way, joining us now is the Attorney General, Republican candidate for governor, in a mad rush to the finish line, gaining on McAuliffe by the hour, Ken Cuccinelli. Mr. Attorney General, great to have you with us, sir.
Hey, John, good to be with you. I like that horse race picture. Everybody can picture a horse race coming from behind, and we've certainly done that. And we came into this weekend pretty much in toss-up mode. And I'll tell you what, our biggest problem at these rallies we've been having is the fire marshal. We've got so many people showing up. We're overflowing some of our venues and then turning them back out onto the streets to knock doors and make calls. And that's really what we need to do to finish. And we're doing it today. We're going to be down in Virginia Beach tonight at 5:30. Out at 505 South Independence Boulevard at our victory office there for our second to last rally. The very last one we'll finish with tonight with Ron Paul at the Richmond Convention Center at 9 o'clock, 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and as soon as we can get there.
Right.
So we are running around. We're going to go from Winchester to Virginia Beach today.
I tell you what, you have certainly outworked Mr. McAuliffe in the final 2 weeks, there's no doubt, but look, as I said, I've been following this stuff a long time. Your candidacy written off for dead basically 2 weeks ago. Now you're tied in the majority of surveys, but I think you're going to win. And I don't.
Yeah, you know what, John?
I really do.
Every poll is a lagging indicator, except Election Day.
That's right.
And they also turn to junk once you get into the final weekend. So any polls you see that are taken, you just throw them out. I mean, because there's such a jumble at this point. But there's no question, as you said, Obamacare has played an enormous role in us really getting in the left lane, and we're pulling up here to pass McAuliffe. We may have already done it, and we got a lot of help from Terry McAuliffe yesterday when he brought his good friend in, President Barack Obama. I mean, you want to crystallize the focus on Obamacare, bring the president into the state. And we are the home of presidents. We're happy to welcome the president anytime. I just wish he was here today, too.
Well,
and,
yes.
Up there we had my doctor brother, Dr. Kevin Cuccinelli, who is making the counter case about how terrible Obamacare is. I mean, whether it's losing your health insurance, losing your doctor, and soon, if Terry McAuliffe gets his way, losing our state budget because he wants to expand this failure already. But if people want to send Washington a message, tomorrow's your chance. If you want Virginia to say no way to Obamacare, I need your vote tomorrow. And we need everybody to come out and do it. And this is something that Republicans agree on, independents agree on. Heck, we got Democrats who agree on this. You don't see Mark Warner out there defending this, do you? He was the tie-breaking vote, remember?
That's right.
To give us Obamacare. I don't see him coming out and defending Obamacare. This is a disaster. But Terry McAuliffe, he's a big, huge government liberal, not just a big government liberal. He thinks expanding Obamacare under the Medicaid expansion is a jobs program. That's what he called it in our first debate. I mean, how liberal do you have to be, John, to call expanding welfare a jobs program?
The implementation of this thing is absolutely a horror story. And certainly, I believe tomorrow is a national referendum as well as a state referendum on whether or not you want Obamacare. I'm going to share a 90-second quick story that might help you on this on the stump in the final days. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an independent businessman. I had health insurance for my family of 3, which is about $780. That covered myself, my wife Ann, my 9-year-old. It also covered his dental, and I had a $500 deductible and a co-pay. That got canceled on the end of November because it's no longer legal. Apparently, I was fine with it. It was in my budget. We went on the Obamacare exchange. My wife Ann did, and now what we have is we have to pay $850, so it's almost $10,000 annually. But then rather than a $500 deductible, our deductible is $12,000. That means that the insurance, should we buy it at $10,000, is worthless. It's basically, we don't have insurance because I would have to pay $22,000 in before I ever got a dime back, and I don't have $22,000. Right. So it's like, what do we do?
I've been getting these emails like crazy. Here's one from a friend of mine, Bob, in Richmond. Our current high deductible Anthem policy is $455 a month. And the proposed Obamacare policy, meaning one that complies, is $753 a month, an increase of 66%. Anthem is allowing us to renew in this calendar year so we can keep it for one more year before Obamacare takes effect, but then we are stuck with this massive increase. And he went on to say that he is frankly offended. Talking about his current policy, It works for us, and I resent Obama telling us he is helping us by canceling our policy. I mean, this is the direction it's going, and the president coming helps crystallize this. This is happening to tens of thousands of Virginians, and it has been happening. And John, I got to tell you, in the next year, according to the administration's own current estimates, 2 million Virginians. Did you hear that number? 2 million Virginians will have their health insurance canceled over the course of the next 14 months before the end of 2014. That's what's going on in this country. Virginia is one part of it, and this last week we learned that the president was lying about it all along. Well, if you want to keep your health insurance, you can. You remember that promise?
Yes.
Biggest lie of 2009. And if you want to keep your doctor, you can.
No way.
Just 3 days ago in Northern Virginia, Democrat Kathleen Murphy took the logical next step, where she said not enough doctors are taking Medicaid and Medicare patients, so maybe now it's time to consider legislation forcing them to take our government patients, whether they want to or not. So, folks, the denial of liberty is not over under this piece of legislation. And the destruction of our health insurance and health care and the practice of medicine has only just begun. And Terry McAuliffe thinks it isn't enough. He wanted something beyond Obamacare. He wanted them selling you government insurance as well. And now he wants to grow Obamacare in Virginia with the Obamacare Medicaid expansion. I oppose that. He supports it. It is the single biggest budget decision the next governor will make, John. And it is on Obamacare. And it's not some federal decision. This is what are we going to do in Virginia. So if people want to send Washington a message, if they want to fight back, I need their vote tomorrow. I need their vote tomorrow. If they like Obamacare, think it's going great, don't mind websites that don't work, and even worse, the policies that you get when you get through the Unaffordable Care Act, then Terry McAuliffe is their man.
I think you basically summed it up. If you like Obamacare, you vote for Terry. If you want to stop it, you vote for Ken Cuccinelli for governor. I mean, it's a pretty stark, pretty simple up and down, thumbs up or down choice, and you hit the nail on the head. It's like Terry McAuliffe is at a blackjack table. He's got a pair of threes up against an ace, and he doubled down.
I mean, he has been hiding, right?
Hiding.
He's been hiding for weeks. He doesn't
come on our show.
He isn't facing Virginians. Do you know why I'm afraid of what Obamacare is doing to Virginians. Terry McAuliffe is afraid of what Obamacare is doing to Terry McAuliffe in this campaign. That's what he's afraid of, and he doesn't want to have to answer questions about it because, frankly, he doesn't know how it works. He just knows he's all in for more and bigger government. And so what do? They lie about me. They lie about contraception. Folks, you're seeing contraception ads, they're lies. They lie about methane gas. They one thing after another. I've never seen so much lying and so many dollars put behind it because they want to distract you from Obamacare, from the central focus of this race, from the fact that he's promising $1,700, this is Terry McAuliffe, of higher taxes versus my $700 tax reduction to create over 50,000 new jobs.
Right.
I mean, I'm the only one who understands the substance and has proposed positive plans for Virginia. Terry McAuliffe has not proposed any positive plans, and I would challenge your listeners, as you listen to me right now, can you think of one positive plan that Terry McAuliffe has told you he's going to pursue as your next governor, that he's actually explained, not saying, hey, I like jobs or I like education. I mean, actually explained it. And the only one that I can come up with, of course, the answer to that is no. The only one I can come up with is the Medicaid expansion. But even he doesn't understand that. The Washington Post wrote an editorial, that mouthpiece for the vast right-wing conspiracy, the Washington Post, wrote an editorial condemning Terry for his mythical reliance on federal Medicaid money to fund everything he's promising all over Virginia. There's a reason he's going to have to raise taxes by about $1,700 for a family of four because he's promising so much spending. And growing government hasn't been solving our problems, John. We need a governor who understands that, who will return this Commonwealth to the first principles on which it was built and founded. And, of course, that's what we build America on as well. And in a state where the first two governors were Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson, I think we ought to have a governor who knows that and is committed to the same principles they fought to deliver to us.
Final question, Mr. Attorney General. Libertarian candidate Robert Sarvis has been touching 7, 8, 9, 10% in some surveys. What is your final pitch, if you will, to people that are considering voting for Robert Sarvis right now to come over to the Cuccinelli side? What do you have to say to them?
Fundamentally, I'm the strongest pro-liberty elected official statewide in Virginia in years of my lifetime, John. Whether it's fighting the biggest opponent in the world, the federal government of the United States, whether it's health care or the EPA or whatever it might be, I haven't hesitated to do it. And whether it's fighting for one single individual, like Thomas Hainsworth, who sat in jail for 27 years in Virginia for crimes he didn't commit, and I went to court to get him exonerated, and we barely pulled it off. It was a 6-4 case. And I'm arguing another one of those cases in 2 weeks for Jonathan Montgomery from your part of Virginia. And, property rights in between. So if what they believe in is liberty, they've never had a better fighter at the state in a statewide office than me. And I'm the only one committed to conservative economic policies. I certainly am the only pro-life and pro-family candidate. And I think that's pretty important for people to know, too, as we close out. But I've got the actual experience fighting back. I've done it. I'm not just talking about it. I've done it. You've seen me do it in the state Senate. You've seen me do it as Attorney General. You've talked a lot about it on your show. And people may not agree with me on every issue, and I appreciate that. There are a lot of important issues out there. But the fact of the matter is, when you add it all up, I'm the strongest pro-liberty, small government, prosperity-pushing candidate out there running this year. And I need each and every person's vote. And would appreciate yours as well, John, and I'll see you tomorrow night at the Marriott.
All right, sir. We appreciate your being on.